Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A law in Texas making illegal entry into the U.S. a state crime is blocked by a federal appeals court again. The Supreme Court had kicked it back there yesterday, allowing the law to be enforced for a few hours.
It allows law enforcement to make arrests and conduct deportations. The Biden administration opposed it, arguing states cannot supersede federal authority over the border. The appeals court scheduled arguments for later today. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Trump endorsed candidates for the Senate and House win Republican primaries in Ohio.
Voters chose Cleveland businessman Bernie Moreno over State Senator Matt Dolan and Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
We have one mission, which is to get rid of Sherrod Brown.
State Representative Derek Mern will face Democratic Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur in November.
Fox's Chris DeMayo. The Major League Baseball season's underway. The Dodgers and Padres playing right now in Seoul, South Korea. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Okay, right now is right now. Good, happy hump day it is. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
Welcome to Live and Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Deteriorating weather coming for a while.
Yes.
So get used to today and then just keep it in your memory banks for a
I'm
while.
happy, though. It's going to wash away all this pollen.
What pollen?
I think it's going to make it increase.
I'm not going to the car wash or
passes.
washing my truck again. I'm just waiting for Saturday.
Well, I parked somewhere yesterday, and there were a whole bunch of dark-colored vehicles there along with mine. Mine was the only one that wasn't yellow because it stays in the garage most of the time, so that was fun. Okay, we'll start something light this morning. We got a lot of serious stuff to talk about, but this one I saw yesterday, and I just thought it was interesting because it deals with weddings.
Okay.
And I've done a lot of weddings.
Yeah,
okay?
same. Okay.
With the June wedding season upon us, with a lot of folks getting invitations for nuptials for friends and relatives, after all, love is in the air, right? A bride back 14 years ago, now living in Atlanta, is a marketing manager for an online bridal community. Nishma Mystery is suggesting that brides have a hard deadline for those RSVPs, especially when elaborate, that means expensive dinners or receptions, based upon the number of attendees who have been invited. The more you invite, the more you put down, the higher the cost, right, per person.
Right.
Because they got to feed them. Her suggestion is to send a note to those in time to the RSVP one way or the note can read something like this. We're sorry you can't make it to our wedding. Our RSVP deadline has passed and you unfortunately did not respond. We would have loved to have had you attend, but final numbers have now been turned in and your presence will be missed. Too harsh?
Well, if you were expecting a gift from them, you could probably just mark that off the list.
Should not be expecting gifts ever.
True.
You can anticipate. Don't expect it because
newlyweds.
Yeah, but anyway.
They look forward to it.
Is it too harsh?
I don't think
Let me give you some examples. I've been to elaborate receptions, especially with a sit-down dinner, not just finger food.
Mm-hmm.
One a few years ago, probably one of the last ones that I've done so far, featured steamed lobster dinners.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The bride told me that about a dozen couples they thought would come did not show. They had not RSVP'd, but they thought they would come anyway. They didn't show. I'm sure that some of those may have said they would come, but for whatever reason, something came up. But the bride, assuming that some others would attend, even though they had not RSVP'd, prepared for them. I almost never eat at a wedding unless it's a friend that I'm shooting a wedding for. Even though I'm invited and often encouraged to take a break and eat, nope, I'm doing pictures. I made an exception after the bride, the bride's mom, and even her grandfather insisted because those lobsters would be going to waste. And I do love lobster. I think this is a great idea. Take a hint, folks. If you get an invite to any event, especially if it's a formal invitation, please répondez-vous, s'il vous plaît. If something comes up before the event, call and let those who thought enough of you to send an invitation that you won't be able to make it after all. It's common courtesy, and like common sense is terribly lacking these days.
I have to agree with what you said, especially the price of groceries these days.
Yep.
And seafood and lobster.
Yeah. That was what, 10 years ago or so that I did this one, but it was at Wrightsville Beach. But, even then, The price of lobster was extravagant, probably $50 a dinner, and she had at least a dozen left over. Now
My
do
goodness.
$50 times 12.
And lobster is not something you can just put in a refrigerator and warm up the next day.
You can, but it's not
Rubber.
so good.
Yeah.
If you got it, going to have it left over, the best thing to do is go ahead and pop it out of the shell, dice it up, and make lobster bisque out of it, or
Yeah,
a
that's
lobster
true.
salad.
And you do well at that.
Yeah, I do that too. So anyway, I photographed over 400 weddings when I last counted. That was many, many years ago. But that's just ridiculous. Also, show up on time. The only time I can guarantee you, when I was in Wilmington, that all the guests showed up on time, or we didn't know about it, was when the wedding and the reception were held aboard the Henrietta II, which is a paddle wheeler,
Oh,
and they set sail at a
nice.
certain time. And if you're not at the dock waiting to get aboard,
Bye-bye.
you're going to be left sitting on the dock of the bay.
Kelly and I will
wasting
get some
time.
kayaks, won't we, Kelly? We'll just
Yeah.
kayak
Yeah.
out to the boat.
Yeah.
Not in that current. I wouldn't do it.
No.
But anyway, I've been sitting there in the outside of the area to go into the church, and there's always 1 to 2 couples. The bride is standing there waiting to be ushered in, and 1 or 2 couples will come running in. Leave early, people.
Well, if you've ever you've been to a lot of dance competitions or
Yeah.
dance shows.
Yeah.
And I can remember in the past, because that's when I also dance, and we would have a recital every year. And the owner of the studio always made it a policy that when those doors shut, nobody else was going to come in,
Good.
because you're opening and shutting the door, and it's creating a lot of light and distraction and
Yep.
stuff. And I remember one year, instead of dancing, I actually worked security at the door. And I told
You
my
could have
friend-
danced while you were working the
I
door.
told my friend who owns the studio, I said, don't ever ask me to do that again. Because those mamas that come in late,
They're
when you tell them no, they can't go in, they're mean.
Mhm.
They will cuss you in a heartbeat, and you're having to remain polite, and no, don't fight a mama when she's late for something like that.
No.
They're just terrible. But I was like, I'll never do that again. That's like parking cars. Ugh, no. People are crazy.
Yep, they are definitely crazy.
It must be Lulu coming.
It is Lucy coming in,
Lucy.
coming in the door with her mama, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Speaking of dancing, she's
Yeah,
wearing
she's wearing her dance. I still have my dance jacket. I have to wear it one day.
Yeah, she does some teaching over there now,
Yes.
and part time, like weekends or every now and then.
I
whatever.
miss it. I enjoyed it quite a lot. All right,
Well,
you little wiggle worm.
let's talk about gun rights.
Okay.
A lot of us harp on them. We even agree that with the influx of illegals from all over the world, people jumping across the southern border, some members of gangs from wherever they originated, we know the police are outnumbered, and Border Patrol officers have too many stand-down orders from Washington to deal with the problem. Does it surprise you that U.S. citizens face additional calls for tougher gun laws every day in all courts across the country? Gun owners in Delaware, are you ready for this one? Facing the likelihood that they will have to be fingerprinted and get training at their own expense if they want to buy a gun. No fee for the permits. It's a good move for Delaware citizens, though. It's a vast improvement over what they've had. An interesting point during legislative discussions, 83% of all guns used by criminals were handguns, according to the folks in Delaware. Sure throws a wrench into the left's claim that semi-automatic assault rifles are the preferred choice of crooks. Now, here's the latest news of guns. A federal judge appointed by Obama has ruled guns, even though they sneaked across the border, had the same Second Amendment. Did you hear that? No doubt that decision will be appealed to a higher court. The court found that while the federal ban is facially constitutional, quote, end quote, there is no historical tradition of firearm regulation that permits the government to deprive a non-citizen who has never been convicted of a violent crime from exercising his Second Amendment rights.
Okay,
What?
then. What? Yeah, that's usually my line. What?
Facially constitutional. But because we've always enforced that ban, there is no historical tradition of firearm regulations. I don't understand our government.
Well, we have such a wide interpretation, amongst various people
Yeah.
on every amendment in the Constitution.
This judge, with the decision and his explanation, is making laws from the bench. I thought that was the
agree.
job of the U.S. Congress, not the judicial nor the executive branches. We've already heard from lawmen that illegals with no other records other than being illegal are coming into the country by the thousands every week. There are a lot of gangbangers walking the streets of these United States that have no criminal record. That's because they haven't been caught. There is no way of saying that those jumping the border are not criminals or other undesirables simply because we can't verify their backgrounds. In many cases, they may not exist under the names they're using once they're inside our borders. Somebody, I don't care who, has got to get this country back on the right track.
Okay. When? Who?
Yesterday would be good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to be suffering even more.
I just want 2024 to be 2025.
I've heard about how the VA had restricted thousands of military veterans from being able to pass background checks so they could buy a gun. Have you heard about that? Did you know that?
No.
What has been happening is that veterans who cannot manage their own finances very well and who seek VA assistance are targeted by the VA, who sends their names to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, also known as NICS. When a blacklisted veteran tries to buy a gun, the background check kicks in and throws the veteran to the curb face down. As many as 250,000 names have been submitted by the VA. Some, no doubt, had other issues, but tens of thousands had problems handling their own finances, and that's the only thing. That was their only problem.
What does that have to do with buying a gun? Or owning a gun?
Holy crap. Good thing some civilian version of the VA isn't involved for the rest of us Americans. In this day and time, I'm pretty sure that a large part of our citizens are having issues given our current economic problems caused by the federal government. The VA even argued that keeping guns away from veterans would lower the suicide rate.
I
don't agree with that statement.
I can't
Really?
even discuss this.
Really? How about the damage that will occur when fewer veterans refuse to seek help from the VA because of this policy?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Think about it for just a second. With nowhere else to turn, I wonder what the
Mhm.
suicide rate could become.
Exactly.
Weirdly enough, even though reluctantly, President Biden agrees with those supporting changes in the way the VA is dealing with the problem. Hopefully, the bird brains at the top will see the light, or they can be shown the door.
We just have so many issues in this country, and the way we treat our veterans is disgusting.
Yeah. You got them by the, by the butt, because they got to
Yeah.
come see you.
Right.
They need you. They need you. They're veterans and they need you. They need your help. Why are you beating them down?
Why are you taking away their rights?
Why are you beating them down? 250,000.
Hmm. I don't understand what the premise was for submitting their name.
Because they're having financial problems, and pretty much probably anybody who's having any issues, they're submitting the names. 250,000 so far on that blacklist.
I mean, I'm trying to delve into their brains here. It seems to me that that's what they're saying is because they're having financial problems, you're more at risk for a suicide or homicidal issue. Because
You
sometimes,
don't have to go buy a gun to do any of the above.
correct.
That's
There are
right.
hangings, there are overdoses. I mean, there's plenty of
But
fentanyl
until
out
they
there.
have displayed something that would make you think that, why would they submit their name?
Was our government doing this for non-veterans?
No, the
that are
VA
having
has no control
difficulties?
over non-veterans.
Right. Well, I'm talking about, is our government doing it for the non-veterans?
No.
But
they
the
can't.
VA's doing it on the veterans.
Yeah.
VA is a whole bunch of other
Overall.
things they need to worry about.
Yes.
They need to get under control, like their system of putting in referrals for their veterans, for example. I have a client that we're waiting on a renewal of visits authorization, and their physical therapy stopped because the VA rep here has not put in their physical therapy stuff. I mean, these people don't work. They can't find a human. It's frustrating. This Onslow County or Jacksonville VA office really needs to do something. It's awful.
Comments today, guys? You're welcome for this or anything else you want to talk
There's a
about.
lot to be said.
Well, I got one for you.
I'd like to hear something from somebody about
Mhm.
RSVPs because I think.
But I think that is,
that was
look,
really
I
good.
understand that. Like for when my daughter got married, for example, it was probably 200 people at this wedding. And would you believe there were still not a couple of people who did not RSVP? A few who didn't actually showed up.
Yeah.
And then one or two that did not. They didn't show up, obviously. But I mean, when you got that many people and that food, the RSVPs matter. I mean, I would have no objection to doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with it.
I don't see a problem with it.
So anyway, if y'all
yeah.
y'all want to talk about it, let's do it. Right now, let's go ahead and take a break and do some weather because coming up in a few minutes, we got to have Dr. Rose on. And guess what? Guess what I got on my mind?
Oh, I'm
Yeller.
right there with you.
Oh, that pond is
Old
awful.
Yeller.
Yeah.
You're right. Old Yellow, by the way, was not Yellow Dog until the pollen season came around. You're
Oh,
live on
stop.
Local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSME, we'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WS.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jeff Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, You never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a Trane. For deals on Trane systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk. On 1120 AM WSME.
Yes, ball catch advisories in effect through late tonight. A challenging weekend ahead, so get ready for that. Offshore today, winds out of the west, 20 to 25 knots, becoming southwesterly, 15 to 20 this afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 5 seconds. That means big waves, and they're going to be close together. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy this afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 4 feet, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Friday, easterly winds 10 to 15, becoming southeasterly 15 to 20 in the afternoon and evening, then increasing to 20 to 25 knots after midnight Friday, seas 4 to 6 feet, building to 7 to 10 feet. Sounds and rivers are moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon and evening, then increasing to rough after midnight.
Today, sunny, high of 70, winds 7 to 13 miles an hour with 22-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, clear, cold, 46. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 64 with right around 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Then tomorrow night, clear, cold, low of 44. Then on Friday, rain likely, mainly after 2 p.m., but it could be all day. Mostly cloudy, a high of 66. 6 to 15-mile-an-hour winds with 24-mile-an-hour gusts. Friday night, we could expect between 1 to 2 inches of rain. Rain. I'm literally reading this. Rain,
Gonna have
rain, and
yellow
a thunderstorm.
streams in the driveway.
Yes, it's going to be gross, but at least your car will be clean for at least a day or so. Saturday, rain, high of 68. And then Saturday night, the rain will continue. And then Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 57 and breezy. So Sunday will be kind of chilly, but at least the sun will be out.
Yeah.
That breeze will just blow that pollen back around.
It'll
That's all.
dry-
That's what that
hopefully
means.
it'll dry some of the stuff up.
hopefully,
Yeah.
with the amount of rain that we're supposed to get,
It'll just
between
wash it off the trees
Saturday
too.
early morning and Saturday during the day, that it'll wash a lot of it off these plants.
That will
are
be good.
creating the pollen.
Temporarily.
Let's hope.
You can't make this stuff up. What once would likely have resulted in public humiliation and flogging got a New York woman released on bail. The woman was accused of, hold on to your pants, dismembering 2 bodies and then scattering the parts on Long Island. She was rearrested last week, days after being freed under state bail laws. Amanda Wallace is one of 4 people charged in connection with discarding the body parts of 2 victims at various parks on Long Island. Last Friday, she was arrested for stealing beauty products from a CVS store while under court-ordered electronic monitoring. The 40-year-old Wallace of Amityville has pleaded not guilty to petty larceny. Amityville? Wonder if she's part of the Amityville horror story. When she was accused of the theft, she told police, "I did eyelashes and nail polish. I forgot my money and really didn't feel like walking back over."
Let's go back to talk about weddings again.
Prosecutors asked that Wallace be held on $10,000 bail, telling a judge she did it while wearing a GPS monitor, Your Honor. Well, Suffolk County Judge James McDonough ordered Wallace held without bail in the body parts case, saying she violated the conditions of her earlier release. Bail for the petty larceny charge was set at $5,000 cash bail, $10,000 surety bond, or $50,000 partially secured bond. Wallace and her boyfriend, 44-year-old Stephen Brown, 38-year-old Jeffrey Mackey, and 33-year-old Alexis Nevis have all pleaded not guilty to first-degree hindering prosecution, concealment of a human corpse, and tampering with physical evidence by concealing or destroying. Evidence against the suspects includes human remains, meat cleavers, butcher knives, significant amounts of blood, and video surveillance. All 4 were initially released without bail. Under New York's 2019 reform laws, charges of merely chopping up and disposing of dead bodies aren't eligible for bail. This is according to the Suffolk County District Attorney, Ray Tierney. What kind of
What kind of world do we live in?
You get charged with cutting up bodies and scattering the body parts all over Long Island, and they let you out of jail without bond. And then I saw her mugshot. She really need to go to the drugstore and get some beauty products. And then you go to a drugstore to buy beauty products, lipstick and nail polish, and steal it because you didn't bring your money from home.
Well, stealing is the last of her worries. I just strange cuckoo people out there.
Maybe she won't need that nail polish and other stuff while she's in jail.
You need to bring up the story about the Ohio mother. Her left her child unattended for 10 days.
Yep. Died.
10 days.
Died.
Vacation. Left the child alone in a playpen.
Yeah.
It's a terrible story. I do have a good story, though. I'm very,
You got to
very
give
happy
me a good
about
one
this
because
story.
we got to go to Dr. Rose in about 3
Yeah.
minutes. So I need a good
Okay.
story.
Sharon Griffin, love so much.
Yes, we were talking about that.
Was I knew about this already, but now they've made it official. She's been appointed the Carteret County interim attorney.
Yep.
She was unanimously voted in by the Carteret County Board of Commissioners Monday night.
Yeah, she works for a Jacksonville-based
Yes, she
legal
does.
legal system, right?
She sure does.
And so she is the interim county attorney while she works for this company.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I
Good
wish
for
I
her.
wish her the best. I know that when they terminated Mr. Wheatley, who was the attorney then, there was a lot of shenanigans involved in that. It was a lot of political stuff. So,
Yeah,
but
that was a
they are
5-2 split.
Yes.
And his brother or brother-in-law or something like that.
was a commissioner.
Yeah, wanted to
Yeah,
keep him on board.
There was a lot of talk over that one, but I don't know the details, so I can't say one way or another. I just know there was a lot of things being said. But congratulations to Sharon. I wish her the best, and how nice to work in a nice place like Carteret.
Yeah. Ms. Griffin has, I think she lives in Swansboro.
She does.
But Ms. Griffin has, during her last year or two on the board, couple of years, there were complaints about harassment involving one county commissioner, not only from her, but from a number of people who came to her who worked for the county.
Correct.
And they filed complaints. Well, the individual is a county commissioner. He's a lame duck county commissioner now. And he was censured by the board, the rest of the board.
Yes.
So, it's a shame she had to leave.
I agree.
Yeah,
She could have stuck it out for the until the election.
Well,
I
you
think
never
she's
know
got
what's going to
set up.
happen in an election. Yeah, but she's going to enjoy working Carteret
Oh, I'm
County.
sure she is.
The beauty of just traveling to work.
Yeah.
Well, she will be staying on here. She's staying here as the
With her-
attorney at the farm.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll just be going there for the whatever
Whenever they need her.
they do.
And
Yeah.
the county meetings, commission meetings, and stuff like that.
Congratulations to her.
Yes, it's a welcome. Carter has gained our loss. How's that sound?
Yeah, our county's lost. Yeah.
The public deserves more information after police in rural North Carolina arrested a man whose name allegedly appears on the federal terrorist watch list. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is saying. WRAL says the suspect in question, Awet Hagos, was accused by Gates County Sheriff's deputies of engaging in a terrorist activity. Don't know what he was. Local authorities arrested him last week for resisting arrest, carrying a concealed gun, and assaulting a public official. After he was fingerprinted, multiple media reports indicate the federal government reached out to inform the deputies not to release Hagos because he was on a terrorism watch list. The Republican nominee for governor, Mark Robinson, held a press conference yesterday to criticize the federal government for not making more details public, like how Hagos got into the country, why he's on the watch list, or what he was doing in Europe, a small town, rural community in northeastern North Carolina near the Virginia border. I agree with Robinson here. We deserve answers to these questions. However, it is an ongoing investigation. And they're not going to release those details unless this is just nothing connected with anything else, which I seriously doubt. So they're going to be working this guy. Maybe they had been looking for him, and maybe they got lucky when they found out that the guys in Gates County nailed him. Don't know what the original charge was. They stopped him.
Interesting.
He was not accused of terrorist activity in Gates County, but they arrested him for resisting arrest, carrying a concealed gun, and assaulting a public official. That would be probably the deputies. I guess that fingerprint, as soon as they put them out there in the public, it went ding, 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 ding up there at Homeland Security or wherever. So, yeah, I would like to know, but do I really need to know? No, I don't.
Well,
But it would be
maybe- I'm
nice
sure
to
we'll
know because
find
I'm,
out.
I'm curious. I'm just absolutely curious about the whole thing.
Right there with you. Crazy. Oh, sorry.
Well, we're trying to get Dr. Rose, and the line kept hanging up.
You're good.
Okay. It'll ring again on the other line probably here in a second or two. That was Dr. Rosemary Stein, so she is trying to get through.
Yes, because I have another question I want to ask her besides the allergies for children, what to do for them for this pollen season.
Yeah, I wonder what we can do for that. She gotta have
Don't
some
go
solutions.
outside.
Well,
Stay
yeah.
in the house.
Well, one of the things
Wear a pillowcase over your head when you go out.
Put them in a space suit.
there you go, hazmat suit, because we got
Yeah.
hazmat conditions, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Rose, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you all?
We're sneezing, we're hacking, we're coughing, we got stuff in our throats. It's all coming up yellow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but at least it's spring. It's spring. We made it through another winter.
Yeah, well, so far we had a little cold snap here this week. I don't know about you. But
Oh yes. Yesterday and Monday we did as well. Over the weekend it was windy. I went up to not too far from your guys' parts. What was that? Wait a minute. Close to Bath, Washington.
Oh, yeah, Little
yes.
Washington.
North Carolina.
Go there quite a lot.
I was very impressed with how pretty the town is.
Oh, it's
Oh, it
beautiful,
is.
especially on the waterfront there.
Yes. I like it very much. Not as much as around you guys, but I like it. We like it very well.
Obviously, in our house this morning, we've been talking about it all week long. Yesterday, I parked my dark-colored vehicle, stays in the garage overnight. And when I parked at a location yesterday, I came out. I was the only car there, dark-colored car, that I didn't see any yellow on because apparently everybody else parks theirs in the yard. And those cars looked like they had been splattered with yellow paint all over them, just little specks here and there. And what kind of health hazard is this?
Oh, it sticks to you. And if you don't feel well, that's part of the reason. So you have to have a plan because not having a plan is not going to do it for you. What it will do is it will get into your airways. It'll make you hack. It will give you something that feels like an infection just because it even can give you a little bit of a temperature and body aches. You get a lot of mucus. It can get stuck in your airways, in your lungs, in your sinuses, give you a bronchitis or sinus infection. And we're getting a lot of the kids that have all of these things. So if you don't try your best to prevent, you're going to have all of these symptoms, and the kiddos are going to as well in the school and work and all that. So, like I said before, you realize that it's coming. You have a humidifier in your bedroom so they can catch the droplets, can catch the dust and the pollen. You make sure that after you go outside, you come inside, you wash your face, you change your clothes, maybe drink a little bit of water. You hydrate more because that helps too. It decreases the concentration of the pollen and the dust. And you try to move around and be healthy because if you just stay there, it's going to be worse. It's going to accumulate the concentration of the pollen and the dust.
A lot of comedians have made fun of this or made jokes out of it over the years. But, ladies sometimes, quite often, and according to me, quite often when they have to sneeze, they'll go up, kind of hold it in and go,
Not me.
just try not to make it loud or anything else. Guys will just blow it out there. Not a problem. Cover their nose, but they're going to let her rip. And which is better for you?
I don't know. Having a husband that has one of those loud ones and I sit next to him, it looks like it's painful, but it definitely is painful to my ears because that's like a supersonic sound.
I'm with you on
I
that.
don't know, yeah. Oh, gosh. It's like, it sounds like it's like some flying dinosaurs going by.
There's
so
nothing worse than a man sick.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
And so I don't know which one is better. I'm still debating it.
I would think getting rid of the stuff, obviously into a handkerchief or whatever, Kleenex or one of the generic things, but getting rid of it would be better, I would think, instead of sucking it up.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that one avoids the other. I think the thing is also, I didn't add this, that if you feel the mucus in there, blow your noses, get it out of there.
Thank you.
You know, you can also use one of those personal vaporizers or nebulizers to sort of move stuff around and then blow your nose. In the babies, they need to be suctioned. If they feel like that, you put some saline in there and then you suction it. You can use a saline in yourself if you feel all stopped up. It actually works very well. The parents tell me that when the kids come in like that and they put the saline in and they suction it out, you're not going to get a happy baby, but you're going to get a baby who is not as congested.
Well, that's good because that's what needs to be done for sure. I remember that from the old days, many years ago. And saline was a great thing. In those days, I wore contact lenses, so I always had bottles of saline around anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it's natural, so you don't have to worry about the chemicals in it.
Yep.
So it's a good thing, especially for children.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think because I use it from time to time, and especially in my eyes when I get, crap in there from outside, like pollen and whatever, I can rinse that stuff right out. I'm making Lee here have a hissy fit.
Just talking about sneezing and gunk in your eyes, and I'm like, can we go on? I do have a question, Dr. Rose, about RSV. I know that it seems like it's dying down a little bit, but I had a friend tell me that the RSV vaccine contained live DNA. I tried to research to see exactly what was in the vaccine. Do you know? Can you explain? Is it harmful to a person?
I haven't necessarily seen things that are harmful, chemicals that are harmful. I think that it would take a lot more investigation because they don't necessarily detail all of the preservatives that they put in there, and if that's what they put in there. But for the most part, and I do know that Mr. Ray had it, the vaccine, most adults don't need it. I know that there's like a push for everybody to have it, but most adults do not need it. I don't think it's harmful. I just don't think it's absolutely necessary. Now, if you have some upper airways conditions like asthma or COPD, if you have any heart conditions, I think it's a good idea. So I'm advocating it for my parents and grandparents that do have those predisposing conditions. In children, the same thing. When parents ask me about children 2 and above that would like to have the RSV, I'm saying that for our bad asthmatics who've been hospitalized or in the ICU, it's a very good idea. But otherwise, it's a personal preference. And if you have somebody who's very sick, and then a COPD or bad asthmatic, or somebody with lung cancer, or just about different kinds of cancer, as long as they're not on immune suppressants, I think it's a good idea so that you can keep the house healthy and you don't bring RSV into the house.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, and I did get it, but it was a thing. And we talked about it so much, and then I heard cases around here with RSV, and I said, I'm going to weigh the odds here, and I'm just going to go for it while I'm getting everything else done. I may as well get that too.
I took the vaccine also, but I know some friends of mine said they would not because they heard that the components of the vaccine were strange. But I've tried to look it up to see what was in the vaccine, and I can't find it. But I know it's FDA approved.
And I really don't know, but overall, I think that each person has a bit of risk, and then they have to examine that risk. So I don't want to speculate about what they're putting into the vaccine, but no flu, no COVID the last week.
Table here,
Yay.
knocking on it.
I'll knock on
Very
Peter's
good.
head.
Okay. Dr. Rose, thank you.
Interesting always.
Oh, thank you, guys. You have a nice week.
You too. Good weekend. We'll be back. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 5600.
Hey race fans, New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville's action attraction, presents the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250, featuring the Z-Max Cars Tour, this Saturday, March 23rd at 7 p.m., featuring the biggest names in short track racing. Get ready for some fun and excitement as the racing season gets underway. Reserve your spot now. General admission tickets, $25. Seniors, military, kids 6 to 12, $12 cash at the gate. Kids 5 and under free. Advance tickets available online at newriverspeedway.com/tickets. It's the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250 this Saturday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. And the only place you're going to see it is a New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville.
Attention Jones Onslow members, the 2024 annual meeting of members is almost here. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at River of Life Church on Gun Branch Road for some family fun at a brand new location. Registration, food, entertainment, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m. with the business meeting following shortly after. Keeping with tradition, attendees will have the chance to win a free truck. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com. We hope to see you as a tobacco and smoke free.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okie dokie. It's, you know what time it is. It's time for Professor Wright to show up here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Dr. Wright, Peter Wright.
We wish.
He's our resident expert on Medicare, Medicaid, and other insurance plans and whatever. And if you're in need of help, Peter's the guy to call. If you get as lost as I do. Now, I've been trying to work on mine since last year when the open enrollment thing started. I still am not exactly sure what I got to do. So between now and October or December 7th or close to whatever it is, sometime around
Well, the
December.
next annual enrollment period is from the 15th of October till the 7th of December.
7th. Okay. I was right. So we need to, well, I'll have to sit down with you and spend about, 3 days. And so you can explain it to me, because repetition is important to me. The more you say it, the more I'll finally get it. Takes a while. Hard
Well, I
head.
find the more he says it, the more I understand it.
Well, that's what I'm
because-
saying.
Yes.
But I had 3 days with him.
I might need more, Peter.
I will bring lunch. You won't have to go out for lunch. How's that?
Okay.
You like crab biscuit?
Yeah, I'm sure I'd like crab
Okay.
biscuit. Yeah.
I'll make some. Anyway,
Maybe we'll make it 5 days. How's that?
we can do that. That's not a problem.
Crab biscuit every meal.
Okay, you're still at the kiosk there at Western Boulevard and Marine Boulevard North at the Walmart, right?
Yes, that's right.
What's your schedule this week?
So the whole of today, that's Wednesday from 10 till 1 and 2 till 6.
Okay.
And then tomorrow and Friday, I'll be there from 2 till 6 p.m.
Okay, cool. Now, that kiosk is up front of the store on the street side of the cash registers.
That's right. And it's on the groceries side. I used to be on the pharmacy side, but they've moved me down to the
Oh.
grocery side.
So you get to go down there and smell them cooking in the kitchen. Oh.
Well, it's actually a little bit colder there too, so it keeps me awake.
Yeah,
So-
okay, that's good. Open enrollment period. Let's talk about it. It's this is March.
Yeah, so during March, there is people do get the opportunity between January the 1st and the end of March to make one change to their plan. And that's normally for people that may have not have find they don't have a doctor in their plan, or one of their drugs isn't covered, or there's a plan benefit that they're missing, and so it gives them a chance to make a change. So they're not locked in by the decision that they made in during the annual enrollment period, or because they didn't realize that there was a different option for them from a plan where they didn't make a change.
So they can come see you. You've got less than 2 weeks.
That's right. Yes.
31st.
Yeah.
So if to come see you, they need to bring what?
List of doctors, list of medications, and their cards, their Medicare cards.
Medicare card.
What they show. Yeah.
So,
but that would be a minimum. Yeah.
That and other vital statistics, I guess. You have to have your social security number and everything. Do they use that?
No, but unless you're doing Medicare, Medicaid, and we're doing a written application, but that's the only time I'd use the social security number, or unless there's some other package that somebody wants to get, which isn't Medicare, but maybe a hospital indemnity plan.
Okay, this is your last chance, folks. If you didn't, how about if they did not change their plan during the other open enrollment, the normal open enrollment, October through December? They didn't make any changes, but they now see that they have a need for a change.
Then that's what this period is about. It's not one that agents are allowed to advertise. So I'm only answering the questions on it because you've asked them. But it is available for people to make a change should they need to.
So they can ask you questions and you can answer them.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can they ask you for recommendations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. Well, that's
Come across any new scams lately?
Time right now, it's a good question, because this is a time right now when there's a lot of scamming going on. Up until March 31st, because people can make a change, there are a lot of unscrupulous agents phoning up, trying to push people into making a change so that they can get a commission. So you need to be really careful. And I was with a lady yesterday. I was at a food pantry, and this lady runs a food pantry. Let's call her Ruby. And she came up to me while I was there and said, "Peter, I've just had a phone call from somebody saying that my agent has given me the wrong plan, and I need to set an appointment with another agent, with an agent, to go over my plan." And she said, "I know that's not true, is it?" And I said, "No, that's not true, because I'm your agent, and we got you in a good plan."
Bravo.
So she tried to phone the number back, just to see what would happen. And of course, it didn't even ring. It was a spoof number. So just be very careful, about it. I had about 6 people actually change plans last year, and 2 of them we didn't catch in time. They had to make a complaint and change it back, and then we were able to get it changed back to the plan that that they'd got with me. The other 4 we were able to change it before March the 31st, so that they were able to cancel the enrollment and cancel the disenrollment, and so it was that they were able to keep the plan.
Yeah, my bank called me yesterday, according to the caller ID. Yeah. So I picked it up. I thought it was a legit call.
Mm-hmm.
You
have to be very careful about that.
I'm your Medicare specialist, and I'm here to help you.
I'm so tired of those phone calls.
Well, she got an earful. Lasted about 3 seconds, and then I disconnected before she could.
Good.
Yeah. I often get a phone call from maybe somebody called, say, for instance, George McFly, who I have no idea who he is.
George McFly.
and then it goes on to be, about Medicare, or it's about something, like your, the IRS or something. I think, well, I know this isn't true because the name on the phone call was wrong.
Yep.
But sometimes they can really fool you with getting it right. So,
They can try to.
Yeah.
I'll answer it if I think it's right.
Yeah.
Because I was actually expecting a call from this bank yesterday. That really bugged me.
Right. I keep getting calls from my mother. And when I say she's deceased, before I can even finish saying it, they hang up on me.
Yeah.
I just want 1 minute with them. 1 minute.
Well,
like,
sometimes when they ask for me by name, I say, I'm sorry, he passed away last week.
Oh, cool. They'll still keep calling. They still keep calling me about my mother. Can we speak to Martha? I'm like, she's dead. She died 2019. Quit calling.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. You're live on Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. If you got a comment for Peter, you got a question for Peter, now's your chance. We'll take your calls when we get back. You're live on Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Highway 24, Richlands. Whole fresh picnic, $1.29 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Family pack cube beef steak, just $5.79 a pound. Whole bottom round, $3.99 a pound. White, red, or black seedless grapes, $2.99 a pound. 1 pound package of $2.99. Enjoy down home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Moro Bowl. Can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24, Richlands. Remember, save big with the pig.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway, is Jacksonville's oldest tire company. And now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, B.F. Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, Meyer Auto and Truck Repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, Meyer Auto and Truck Repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live in local Real Talk, and in the studio with us, Peter Wright, our Medicare, Medicaid specialist, and all sorts of good stuff like that. And how about this low-income subsidy, known as Extra Help, I guess it's called, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's one thing that, I was going over some of the situations last week where people, the most common things that people, are missing out on. And one of those is applying for extra help. I come across a lot of people that actually qualify to get extra help, and I'll explain what that is in a moment. And they they haven't applied for it. And so extra help, it helps reduce the cost of your medications, and you apply for it through Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
And the Social Security says the average savings is $5,300, per year per person that gets this extra help.
They could pay for my gas bill for the year for that.
I mean, it saves a huge amount.
Yeah.
And so, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat.
You got pollen.
Do you need water?
That could be it. I'll just go with it, graveling away a little bit. It doesn't matter. So who qualifies? If you're single and your income is $1,822 or below per month, and you've got less than $17,220, in an IRA or then you would qualify. So that's if you're single, $1,822 per month or less than $17,220 in extra resources. And if you're married, then it's $2,465
for the two of you.
For the two of you, yeah. So you got to combine your income, and if you're pulling in less than $2,465, and your resources are less than $34,360.
Now, this does not include Social Security, right?
It includes Social
It
Security.
does. So if you're
I'm not sure about things like VA and so on, or
retirement,
or if it includes retirement. I did have somebody mention that to me a couple of weeks ago, and I know that when I was doing some calculations, somebody else who's a Native American Indian, that it wasn't for extra help, but it was for Medicaid. It wasn't included in the figures. It surprised me.
Okay.
So I know some things may or may not be, but if you qualify, it is, it's really beneficial.
Okay. All right, let's we'll take a break. We'll come back right after Fox News, and we're going to find out how this extra help will benefit the individuals out there. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A Texas immigration law allowed to take effect for a few hours is frozen again.
This has been a game of judicial ping pong over the past 24 hours. The now blocked Texas law would make it a state crime to illegally cross the border. The Biden administration says only the federal government can enforce immigration laws. And while the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision yesterday, agreed to allow Texas to begin applying the new law while the legal battles play out in lower courts, the decision overnight from this federal appeals court means it's on hold again.
Fox's Doug Luzader. Trump-endorsed businessman Bernie Moreno was the Republican Senate primary in Ohio.
We're going to win this race in November. We're going to retake the United States Senate. We're going to have President Trump in the White House. We're going to get the America First agenda done.
He's trying to win Democrat incumbent Sherrod Brown's seat. President Biden gives a speech in Phoenix about his economic agenda and then attends 2 campaign receptions in Dallas, Texas today. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, Peter, we're back here after a short break. If you're, this is 2024, so if you qualify for this extra help, what will it mean for you?
Right. So the main thing that you get is your a generic drug won't cost you more than $4.50, and a brand name drug won't cost you more than $11.20. And that's huge because, like, for instance, I have Humira, and that costs, under the plan at the moment, I would be paying $8,000 if I was getting it
for a year,
for the year. So
Jeez.
Now instead I'll be paying $11.20 if I qualified for extra help per injection, per month. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's really, really good. But also there are other savings too.
That'd be $140 a year versus $8,000.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot better.
Can I borrow some money? Since you're saving all that money, I got a use for it.
So also you get you don't pay premiums, or they'll certainly be lowered for your drug plan. So there's no deductibles. And it also wipes out your Part D late enrollment penalty if you do have one.
Okay.
And wipes it out in the future too. So once you've qualified for extra help, even if it's only for 6 months,
even if you're
and then
late
it
getting
comes back
started
again, you get rid of your late enrollment penalty, and that is pretty good.
Oh, especially over a long range period of time.
Yeah, if you didn't for some reason have a drug plan for say 10 years, like me, I didn't have one for 10 years. You'd be paying $40 a month, thereabouts. And it would get rid of that for you. And so the coverage gap, because you've get the extra help, you don't have to worry about the coverage gap or donut hole.
So, okay, let's do this. A couple of possibilities. So help, okay, because you need it, and you buy, and you win a bunch of money, or you inherit a bunch of money. What happens then?
Then if your resources go over the, say if you're a married couple and your resources go over the $34,360 amount allowed, then you'll get a letter in the mail. And I had this happen to a couple. I went to visit them last night, actually, but this had just happened. And they were saying, why are we not getting the extra help any longer? So I said, well, what's happened? They said, well, we inherited some farmland and we just sold it this last year. And we got this letter. And from the 1st of April, we'll no longer have extra help. So I said, I'm sorry, but that's the situation because you've got the resources. You've got the money, yeah. They were obviously regretting that this had happened, but
why? They got money.
They got money, yeah.
Yeah,
but they then realized how much they were blessed. But then when they looked at the figures and they saw that for each of them, actually, it was about $2,500 that they would now have to pay for the rest of the year for the next 9 months in their drugs. So that's $5,000 they're going to have to find. Now, what I was able to do, because I've gone through this same thing myself, was able to, for a lot of their drugs, there were 4 drugs that I was able to find patient assistance programs for, and depending on the drug manufacturer, one of them, if they pulled in less than 81,000, which they did, another one was less than 61,000, and the other two, if they pulled in less than 51,000, they didn't think they'd qualify for that. So they're going to be able to get, I believe, 2 of those drugs, the most expensive ones, $800 each, at no cost by applying for a patient assistance program, assuming
Well,
it
that's
gets
good.
approved. So there are other ways you can do it, but it's more hassle, and it's very if you do have a situation like that, give me a call. I can give you some advice about how to do it.
Okay, so
Or-
when they call, you're going to get their credit card so you can make some money?
No, that one I don't make any money on at all.
So
It's just
it's a free
to
service.
help people to, because I know that when you start getting expensive drugs, people worry about it and they'll put off the drugs,
Sure.
and try to make do without them. There are ways you can get your drugs, like I am for myself. I'm still getting my Humira from the company on a patient assistance program, and that's really, really helping me. Without that, I couldn't function.
Well, Peter, I have a question from a listener. They want to know, at what age do you become eligible for Medicare?
At 19.
For Medicare?
Medicare. Oh, sorry. For Medicare, if you get disabled.
Right.
If you get disabled. If you're, so I've got people that are from the age of 19 to 64, and I'm no wonder you looked like you were shocked there, that are on Medicare, that they can get it if they get disabled. But for the average person, and there's 34% of the Medicare population that is disabled. So that's significant. That's why when I said it,
I know. I was like,
that's a third
19?
of them. Yeah.
Take out all disability. It's just someone that retired from service and is, has their own retirement. But I know once you reach a certain age, you become eligible also for Medicare. And what age is that?
65.
65.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not any sooner.
If unless you get disabled, it's 65. That's
Okay.
when you
So I'm
when
sure
you will
they're
get your
listening.
Medicare Part A.
All
And
right.
if you're already taking Social Security, you'll get your Medicare Part B automatically, or you phone them up and you tell them you want your Part B if you want your Part B at
Now,
that stage.
what age would you start pulling your Social Security?
That's different from because
What you're doing, okay.
yeah, because
You
at
can
the
get that at
moment
62.
Yes.
you can start pulling it at 62. A lot of people wait till they're 67, but when I say a lot, I'd say probably the low income people. Most people are actually taking their Social Security from age 62. I don't come across too many, but I have to ask for a bill instead of tying their Medicare to their Social Security payments.
Gotcha.
Some
Okay.
some people, depending upon their health at age 62, okay, you could get it at 62. You could get more if you're 65, even more if you're 67. But they look at it and they say, well, that could be another 3 years or 5 years. Here's what I will get between now and then. How much longer after that am I going to live? Then they start doing the math, and it may be wise for them to do 62.
Yeah.
Especially if they need it. Then.
Right. Okay. And I'm sure they're listening. So that was the answer
Okay.
we needed.
Okay, let's see. Scams, we've already talked about a little bit, but just reiterate that, please. This is a time of year when it's a last ditch effort for scammers for a while.
Well, I believe so. I think until March the 31st, there's a lot more, especially leading up to this period, till the 31st, there's a far bigger chance that you're going to get scammed than I think after March the 31st, because this is when anybody that's already got an Advantage plan can make a change. After March the 31st, it's just people that are, turning 65 or retiring or moving. So I think there's a last push effort now by scammers, by unscrupulous agents to try to get you to change plans.
So how do these people know when they're calling my number, for instance? How do they know what my age is, that I even qualify or am at an age that I qualify for Medicare? How do they know?
They can probably buy a list for it.
Who sells it to them? I just want the name of that person.
I know that I went to a talk. There was a person showing how to sell life insurance by door knocking various doors, and he was getting the names of all the ladies in the area that were 65, and he was giving the addresses, and there was a way you could get phone numbers as well. He wasn't giving out those phone numbers, but there is a way that you can do it. So yeah, just be careful.
Why can't the industry tighten up on this stuff? Because everyone that calls me is, well, not everyone, 90% of the people that call me have broken accents, and they're not English
Very much
accents
so.
either.
Yes. Same.
Because there's scammers, and I suppose when people can get money easily and not be traced, maybe they're I don't know if some of them are out of the country or where they are. You know, it's just the way it is, sadly. Yeah. Do we have time for one other
Absolutely.
thing? What I didn't mention was how to apply for extra help, and it's very simple. You do it through Social Security. You can go online on your computer or on your phone and go to. You want to make sure you're going to ssa.gov, and so you could. It's on the ssa.gov site, or but just put in ssa.gov and extra help, and it will take you to the application, and there you can fill in the application on your phone or on your computer and send it in. It takes about 8 minutes to do. You just need to know the levels of your bank, what's in your bank account and your income and so on, and do the application. So it's very simple.
So if I answer a 0 in my bank account, I'm good to go?
Yeah, no, I had somebody who had 0 everything when I was talking to him when I did an application last week. It's, some people do not have anything.
Yeah, that's just a shame in this country.
I just quickly want to enter.
We have a call or two.
Okay, I'm sorry. From a listener, Peter is the one who got me the correct Medicare Part C plan. Very knowledgeable and helpful.
Yes, that's what we hear all the time. Good morning. Who's this? Thank you.
Good morning, Deplorable.
Hello, adorable. How are you?
Hey, Theo.
Peter, how are you, my man?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Are you sitting down?
Yes. Do I need to lie down?
No, take it easy. I have a question for you. I don't know if you can answer it, but I'm going to throw it at you. And if you can, that'd be great. So are you familiar with the Walmart policies?
What?
Walmart policies about what?
The insurance, the medical the insurance for the Blue Cross and Blue Shield that Walmart offers to its associates.
For the employees.
It's a Blue Cross and Blue Shield for Arkansas. It's not North Carolina.
No, I've helped some of the Walmart employees, and they've decided to take a plan. I can't talk about what I don't know what the actual Walmart policy has, but I do know that I've got quite a lot of people in the store have got an Advantage plan with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. I just want to. I have a couple friends, husband and wife, that work at Walmart where you're at, and his wife needs a hip replacement, and they told him that she has to go and get the procedure in Maryland because they can't get that over here. That's where they have to go because that clinic is under their umbrella.
Uh-huh.
And if they wanted to have it over here, they have to pay out of pocket, and it's about $20,000.
Yeah. Let me interrupt just a little bit there, Theo. When I worked for a TV station, we were owned by a company that was headquartered in Montgomery, Alabama. So their deal was they had 45 TV stations under their umbrella. So all of the Blue Cross Blue Shield plans were Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. So that's not an unusual situation there. I don't know about I never had any experience like you're talking about.
So what I want to ask you is, can they go buy another plan with somebody else now that might cost them, let's say, $5,000 instead of spending the $20,000 and get this operation. Is that possible?
Well, so you can do so they're not 65, they're not retirement age, is that right?
No, they're not.
Okay, so you can't get a marketplace plan because you've got to, if you're offered insurance through a company that you're working for or your spouse is working for, then you've got to take that insurance. You can't take a marketplace plan. But there is another way that you can do it. But if they already know they've got to have the operation, they may have to stick with what they've got there. I would say off the cuff. And if you phone in again next week, I can try to get you a bit of an answer there. But I would tend to think, because they already know they're going to have an operation that and they can't get a marketplace plan, that they're probably stuck with what they've got.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and thanks a lot for coming in and helping a lot of people with their problems. With
Absolutely.
insurance.
He does a great job.
We need universal health care, right, Peter?
Well, I must say, I've lived in England, Australia, and Canada, and I do like their system.
Okay. Let's talk to Greg Murphy, the doctor. Let's talk to him, see if he can do something about that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Take
Thanks,
care.
Theo.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Theo. We do have another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Jennifer. How
Hello,
are you?
Jennifer. We're doing fine.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, I just wanted to call in. I was listening to y'all and wanted to, not really health-wise, but as far as the Social Security, long story short, of course, I know everybody knows Terry and I are in the process of moving. And Terry has lost his Social Security card.
Uh-oh.
So I went online, Googled Social Security Administration, McCarthy Boulevard in New Bern. And when it comes up, underneath it, it says, call now, directions, website, has like 3 or 4 little things to push. And I pushed call now.
Good luck.
After a brief hold, going through all this, it comes up and says, it was very important to us. We're experiencing a high call volume. Estimated wait time 60 minutes. You can, receive a call back. So I did. This guy called me back from saying the Social Security Administration. Now, I pushed the button to call New Bern. I told him what was going on, and he told me that unfortunately there was nothing that they could do. And in the question, in the conversation, it came up about New Bern, and he told me, he said, I'm not there. I said, well, I called New Bern. And he said, we field the calls.
Yep.
So that they don't get, a whole bunch of calls. And he said, but there's absolutely nothing you can do other than to take him to New Bern. And I said, okay. I said, I know I have spoken to people in New Bern before, so I'll try and locate that number. So he said, well, I can give you the number. He gave me the number. I called that number. It went right straight through. Lady answered the phone. I asked her where she was. She told me. And when I told her what had happened, she said, he what? She said, well, that's crazy. She said, you should have gotten us. She acted like she didn't know anything about somebody fielding calls. And I thought, how do they do that? And she tells me, she says, well, honey, you don't have to bring him in the office. She said, if you're here in North Carolina, you can bring him in the office. She said, But if you're in Tennessee, she said, you can just take him to Social Security Administration, show his driver's license, and they can give him another Social Security card. I said, it's that simple. And she said, well, yes, ma'am. She said, we do it all the time because of the military. She said, I'm sure they'll do the same thing there. Just explain to them what happened. So, listeners, beware of who you're actually getting on the other end of the phone when you Google an administration. Because I pushed the call now. It was call now, directions, website, something else. And I pushed call now and got a call center instead of the Social Security Administration. So,
Yeah, I've been through that thing with them up there a few years ago because they had my birth date wrong by 14 days.
Oh gosh,
And
what
I
a story that was.
took care of that. But it took about 4 trips to New Bern, 1 to Wilmington, 3 to New Bern, and they still couldn't get it straight because Social Security does not talk to Medicare. So my birth date was wrong with Social Security, but they couldn't change it. They kept trying to change it, and Medicare kept saying, no, that's not the right birth date. I said, my God, I was born then. I got ID up the yin yang, including a passport, including my mother saved the birth announcement in the Wilmington Star News. I think it was a Morning Star at that time, which I had. My wife found it, actually. And then I said, I sat there in the office one day when they said they couldn't do anything about it, and they couldn't give me Medicare's number because Medicare doesn't have a telephone number that I could reach. I said, I'll be right with you. And I called a guy named Walter B. Jones on his cell phone, told him the problem. And the guy called me up in about 5 minutes. He said, we got it corrected. I bet you did.
Right.
Cool. Okay.
Well, see, through all of this, through all of Terry getting on disability, his Medicare, everything, no one has actually ever asked to see his Social Security card. We've always just told them his number, and that was sufficient.
Yeah.
Well, we diddly bopped in up here. I was going to get my driver's license changed, and Terry was just going to get a state ID because, of course, he doesn't drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought all I had to do was show them my North Carolina driver's license, and they would check it and issue me another one. No, I had to have marriage certificate, Social Security card, birth certificate, because they're tied in with Homeland Security.
Yep.
It's not just your DMV, it's Tennessee DMV and Homeland Security. So it don't matter. If you want an ID, you've got to show it.
Yep.
And I told them, I said, I'll be back. I said, but you can cancel the number behind me because he doesn't have any of that because I was just get Terry's ID. So that's wherein lies. I went back the next day after I had located my stuff and got my license, but we're having to wait on a Social Security card before they'll issue Terry his Tennessee ID.
I don't even know where my Social Security card is.
I know where mine is.
I mean, I saw it one time. I think Robbie's probably got it in my records, my file or whatever, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I've got mine from when I first got into this country, and it's still in the, you pull it out of a piece of paper, and it's still in that piece of paper. It's still
well, I had the original one from 1901, but I've got it somewhere here. I'm sure Robbie's got it in
I
files.
always carried mine.
I don't carry it
with
on
me, but Terry just has it, and he told me, he said, I don't know if I've ever physically had my Social Security card.
Well, the problems with carrying it with you, Jennifer, is if somebody steals your purse for whatever reason or your wallet, then they have your social. You do not want that.
Oh,
Put it in a lockbox.
Well, I hadn't thought about that. I will take that out, right? I'm getting ready to get Terry up, and I'll take that out right now because I had never thought about that.
I never have either.
I just cured 2 of you.
Yeah.
That was why they got rid of the Social Security number on your Medicare card. I used to have my Medicare card, and I used to cut I left the first digit and the last digit in, and I cut a rectangle out with all the other digits on it, and I showed that to all the doctors, and no one ever complained. I just told them what the number was when they needed it.
Yeah, I know
and then
mine
they
by
changed
heart.
it.
Do you know yours by heart?
Yeah.
I know mine. Do you know yours by heart?
Absolutely.
I know my driver's license.
So do I.
This is Terry's 60. He just turned 60. Three? Oh Lord, he's getting old. He just turned 63. And and we've been married almost 37 years, and this is the first time that anybody has actually asked to physically see his Social Security
Just make up one. That'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Well, we're going to go down the road and get one today.
There you go.
Y'all have a
All right,
great
Jennifer,
day.
thank you.
We'll talk to
You too,
later.
Jennifer.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Interesting stories that are out there, aren't there?
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you hear a lot of that kind of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, but her saying that she had to wait an hour made me remember the time that I was emigrating here, and we just won a green card in the lottery, and I had to phone the immigration department up from South Africa, and I was on hold, and I was watching the minutes tick by because I knew every minute was
Where's a
costing me
dollar?
$2 an hour, and it was. I think it was about 47 or 48 minutes
Oh,
that they
Lord.
finally answered. And I think, I just hope they answer. And they did.
I got to leave Alexa a message to remind me this afternoon to take that card out of my wallet.
Alexa, call 910-333-0139. Some people keep their radios near Alexa, and that I've had calls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When my phone once dialed them.
Okay, Peter, thank you. At 10 o'clock today?
Yes, I'll be.
Marine Boulevard North, behind the Golden Corral. Stop by there, get a little bit early, or go in, see Peter at 10, get done, go to Golden Corral, and they got good food.
I'm so hungry.
And if you're old, at 1 o'clock on weekdays, you get a big discount.
I should go for breakfast when I leave here.
I don't know about the breakfast stuff, but anyway.
Oh, it's.
Oh, I know it, but I don't know about the discounts.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to go to McDonald's, but now I've been going to Wendy's, and I'm really enjoying Son of Baconator. That's
A water?
Son of Baconator. They got a Baconator.
Son of a Baconator.
Yeah, they got a Baconator. What do you call it? Burger, but they've got a Son of Baconator. The Baconator one is almost 1,000 calories. The Son of Baconator, I think, is 690 or so, somewhere in there. And so I have that one. Not quite as
Not quite as
rich as
There you
the
go.
other. Yeah.
Peter, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Peter.
You're live in local
Super.
Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Weather is next.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Attention Jones Onslow members, the 2024 annual meeting of members is almost here. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at River of Life Church on Dumb Branch Road for some family fun at a brand new location. Registration, food, entertainment, giveaways, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m. with the business meeting following shortly after. Keeping with tradition, attendees will have the chance to win a free truck. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com. We hope to see you there. River of Life is a tobacco and smoke.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Chino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, Marine forecast time now. Small craft advisories in effect through late tonight. A challenging weekend ahead, though. Get yourself ready for it. Westerly winds today offshore, 20 to 25 knots, becoming southwesterly, 15 to 20 in the afternoons. Gust up to 30, seas 4 to 6 feet, biggie and choppy. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy this afternoon. Thursday, tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly in the afternoon, 2 to 4 foot seas. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Friday, end of the work week, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeasterly 15 to 20 in the afternoon and evening, then increasing to 20 to 25 after midnight. Seas 4 to 6 feet, building, going to get really big, 7 to 10 feet on Friday. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon and the evening, and then increasing to rough after midnight.
Yeah. Did you say biggie and choppy?
Yeah.
Biggie and choppy. Okay.
That's going to be my new forecast.
Biggie
and
like
choppy.
It.
Yeah.
It got my attention.
I figured it did.
Today's going to be sunny with a high near 70, southwest winds 7 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22. Tonight, clear with a low around 46. Thursday, sunny with a high near 64, winds 5 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 44. Friday night, and Saturday, heavy rain. Goodbye, pollen.
Yeah, we hope. And it'll probably more will show up again. You know how that works.
Of
Let's
course.
see.
How long does a pollen season usually last?
Until all the leaves are out and everything is green and the flowers
All
keep
the
blooming.
leaves are gone. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Former business associates of Hunter Biden are expected to testify publicly on Capitol Hill today as congressional Republicans begin the next phase of the impeachment inquiry against President Biden. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer expected to open the hearing by explaining that throughout the impeachment inquiry, investigators have found no credible evidence of the Bidens providing any work product and has identified no legitimate value or document or even one single hour of work that the Bidens have provided their business partners. What is apparent, he said, after over a year of investigation, is that the Bidens do not work in any traditional sense of the word. They do not work as consultants or lawyers or advisors. The Bidens don't sell a product or a service or a set of skills. Wow. The Bidens sell Joe Biden. Wow, that's a heck of an opening statement to come. Comer will say that Joe Biden has taken action after action to further his family's plans to get rich. He calls it a scam. He says it's simple. The Biden family promises they can make a foreign partner's problems go away by engaging the U.S. government. It's done over and over again. The Biden family promises Joe's power, Joe Biden shows up, and millions of dollars come into the Biden's pockets. Joe Biden is the Biden family's closer.
Wow.
Those are heavy statements. Now, Mr. Comer, You made the statement. Get off the pot and prove it. In other words, as I always say, shut up. Put up or shut up.
Exactly. Put up or
If
shut
you've
up.
got it, let me hear it.
It's kind of
Show me the evidence.
It's kind of what I wish some of their committees in Congress would do, because I'm so tired of spending a year after year investigating, like the laptop.
Yep.
Where's the stuff?
Yep. It's got.
Shut up, or either let's just drop it and move on.
Don't have the goods by now. My God, you've been working on this thing forever. And according to you and everybody else, it's in plain sight. So where is it?
Oh, crazy.
I think we got a strange lady here. I believe this is probably a scam call, so let's go ahead and take it.
Okay.
Yeah, you made me choke with that one. I wanted to call in real quick and let listeners know I have put a couple of posts on our show page about Sheldon, our local celebrity. So Sheldon is a bunny who was adopted from the Onslow County Animal Shelter.
Yes.
And he is in the finals for the National Cadbury
Yay.
Bunny Contest.
Cool.
And this is amazing. He's beat out a lot of other animals to get to the final, down to two. Sheldon and another
Oh, really?
contestant.
All right,
The
guys.
voting starts today. Final voting starts today and goes through tomorrow. There's an online link to vote for Sheldon, and I want everybody to vote for sweet little Sheldon. He's a beautiful rabbit, and his owners have pledged if Sheldon wins this National Cadbury Egg Contest, they will donate the proceeds to the Onslow County Animal Shelter.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
Oh, Goosey.
And
Well,
there's pictures on our show page and a video of Sweet Sheldon, and he is very handsome.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out a way to click on it. I guess it's just Cadbury USA.
Go in there.
There's a link in there somewhere, and if not, I'll find the other link and I'll add it as well.
Well-
and you can the vote tomorrow.
Okay, this is the whole. It's got stuff is covered up.
Let me see what I'll look at it and see. I will make sure I post a link for people to vote. So have everybody check our show pages throughout the day, and I'll have that link up there to vote for Sweet Sheldon. He's very
Okay.
handsome.
All right.
Well,
He's a
and
celebrity.
for everybody who sees it on our Facebook page, share it to yours.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
We want Sheldon to win.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way. Okay, fish contest rules or such and such. But I'm just trying to figure out what to click on to vote.
I will find a better link, Rayford, and I will put it on the page. And
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
let
going to
you
go
see
ahead
what
and
I
take
put
a
up there.
look.
Yeah.
See what
There's
we've
another
got.
link. So it was a very easy link somewhere, and I'll find it and I'll get it up there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. See
Bye.
you later. Bye.
Here's a cool story out of North Carolina State. Research at the State University could save hundreds of thousands of lives when it comes to drug overdoses. Accidental fentanyl overdoses, particularly. There may soon be a way to detect fentanyl and other deadly opioids, even if it's hidden in something else like fake drugs. Right now, 5 North Carolinians die per day from opioid overdoses, according to the North Carolina Department of Justice. That's compared to 130 people per day across the entire U.S. If we had 130 people dying across the United States for anything per day, we'd be jumping up and down, wouldn't we? We'd be wanting to know what the root cause is, and we'd stop
Right.
it. Well, we know what the root cause is. It's China, number one, and it's coming across our border, number two. Why aren't we stopping it? We haven't slowed it down. There's more and more coming every day. Researchers there said the opioid epidemic hit pretty hard. Using color dyes and samples of drugs like fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine, this guy, Dr. Juan Canoa, said he and his team are working on a sensor that can detect these drugs even when they're mixed with other substances. Right now, folks, you get something that says what, Percocet or aspirin or anything else, you have no idea if that's all it's got in it. If you buy it and it's not in a prescription bottle,
Sealed when you buy it.
sealed, then you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, remember the story of was it the Tylenol that was tainted?
Oh, that was
many years
yeah,
ago.
and there were just a very few cases, by the way.
Right.
There's really random, very few.
You go buy anything like that. I mean,
But that's when they
cough
started.
syrup.
That's when they started putting seals on it, and I hate
Right.
those seals, but I like them.
Oh yes, most definitely. But you have to be careful. I mean, and I would suggest if you're frequent to headaches or anything where you're going to need an aspirin or ibuprofen or whatever, carry some with you. Don't be asking people.
All right, let's take a break. North Carolina Appeals Court has made a ruling that's going to tick off some people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to make a lot of other people happy. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Hey, race fans! New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville's action attraction, presents the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250, featuring the Z-Max Cars Tour, this Saturday, March 23rd at 7 p.m., featuring the biggest names in short track racing. Get ready for some fun and excitement as the racing season gets underway. Reserve your spot now. General admission tickets, $25. Seniors, military, kids 6 to 12, $12 cash at the gate. Kids 5 and under free. Advance tickets available online at newriverspeedway.com/tickets. It's the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250 this Saturday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. And the only place you're going to see it is a New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection. All pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in downtown Maysville. Whole fresh picnic, just $1.29 a pound. Bone-in New York strip steak, $8.99 a pound. Half-cut bone strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Family pack cube beef steak, just $5.79 a pound. Pork spare ribs, $1.99 a pound. Whole bottom round, $3.99 a pound. Chicken thighs or drumsticks, $1.19 a pound. White, red, or black seedless grapes, $2.99 a pound. 1 pound package fresh strawberries, only $2.99. Green snap beans, $1.99 a pound. A 5 pound bag of russet potatoes. California navel oranges, only $99. 2-liter size Coke or Sprite for $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, Maysville. Remember, save big with the pig.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting Maintenance, power washing, and roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting Maintenance and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, let the bashing begin. I think it's about time, huh?
Let's do
for
it.
you guys to ring us up and
Let's do it.
start blasting us. Just remember, we're the messengers. We don't make the news. We just report on some information and we talk about the fallout. A North Carolina appeals court ruled yesterday that local leaders who refused calls to remove a Confederate monument from outside a county courthouse acted in a constitutional manner and kept in place the statue at its longtime location in accordance with North Carolina law. North Carolina law has been broken many times by the removal of these statutes. You know that, right?
Right, yes.
The three-judge panel unanimously upheld a trial court judge's decision to side with Alamance County and its commissioners over the 30-foot tall statue, which features a Confederate infantryman perched at the top. The state NAACP, the Alamance NAACP chapter, and other groups and individuals had sued the county and its leaders back in 2021 after the commissioners rejected calls to take the statue down. Confederate monuments in North Carolina, as elsewhere nationwide, were a frequent focal point for racial inequality protests in the late 2010s, and particularly in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer. I don't know what North Carolina statues had anything to do with George Floyd's killing, do you?
No, not a thing.
I don't get that. North Carolina legislators enacted a law in 2015 that limits when an object of remembrance, such as a military monument, can be relocated. The lawsuit's plaintiffs said the county and the commissioners violated the state constitution by exercising discriminatory intent to protect a symbol of white supremacy outside the historic Alamance County Courthouse, thus creating the appearance of racial prejudice there. Court of Appeals Chief Judge Chris Dillon wrote that the county commissioners lacked authority under the 2015 law to remove the statue. He also said the county manager's email to commissioners in June of 2020, in which he asked them to consider removing the monument out of concern for protesters' safety, did not qualify for an exception to the law. Protesters' safety. If you're not out there acting the fool, you'll be perfectly safe. When you do with a mob rule, then you're going to have to pay the consequences. You're asking for whatever comes down the pike. They can't protect you.
Well, didn't we have that one mayor in a small town here? And I cannot remember which town it was because it was like a year ago that actually got a bulldozer out and bulldozed down one of the statues.
Yep.
And I wonder whatever happened out of that. Did he get charged for that?
It should have been.
Because it's against North Carolina state law.
Even with the 2015 law, Confederate monuments in North Carolina had been taken down in recent years, sometimes through force. 2018, protesters tore down a Confederate statue known as Silent Sam at the University of North Carolina campus. Statues of soldiers from North Carolina Confederate Monument on the Capitol grounds in Raleigh came down in June of 2020. Governor Roy Cooper, citing public safety, directed that the remainder of the monuments and 2 others on Capitol grounds be removed.
What, doesn't that have to go through the courts first? I mean, if it's the law.
Cooper speaks.
Cooper speaks.
The state Supreme Court is currently considering litigation stemming from a 2021 decision by the Asheville City Council to dismantle an obelisk honoring Civil War era Governor Zebulon Vance, just because he was the governor during the Civil War.
And monuments, that's a very debatable subject. And I think that if you're going to debate it, first of all, we're supposed to follow the laws.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think that before you go removing or destroying something, you need to get with the lawmakers and
Get it straight.
Get it straight. Find out, what you can and can't do. But that one mayor just took a bulldozer out and bulldozed it down.
I would arrest him.
Oh, he should have been arrested.
Should have been arrested
He should
for
have
it.
I'll have to go back and
I
research
wonder if he
that.
got a permit to do that.
I doubt it. He's mayor of this small town.
I'm just telling you. I'm just
so-
saying. I would be charging him with a whole bunch of stuff.
Don't you know it?
Craven County Sheriff's Office says they seized over 879 grams of heroin/fentanyl, 1,130 grams of meth, 92 grams of cocaine, and 328 dosage units of pills.
Had quite a few arrests out of that.
Sheriff Chip Hughes and Chief Patrick Gallagher announced ongoing illegal drug enforcement efforts, which resulted in 32 people arrested on various drug and firearms charges through the efforts of the Special Investigations Bureau, Interdiction Unit, K-9 Unit, Criminal Patrol Bureau, and the New Bern Police Department. They've seized, oh my God, all that drugs that I just talked to you about. That's a lot.
Yeah,
These
arrested.
seizures, they say, represent drugs that did not reach the streets of our communities and help to prevent potential overdoses and deaths, which continue to affect our citizens. Total of 61 guns illegally possessed by convicted felons or firearms that were reported stolen. They got 61 guns, some of them stolen, some of them in possession of convicted felons. Oh my. They got $5,300 in drug money. It's going to be forwarded too. They, like the sheriff here in Onslow County has said, they get a lot from citizens. Citizens, hey guys, residents, if you live in a decent neighborhood, if you live in any neighborhood and you find a house that sticks out, they never mow the lawn, you got traffic going in and out of that place all the time. It's unkempt. It just doesn't blend in with the neighborhood. Duh. Think about it.
Definitely.
Make some notes. Make some notes. Do it, but do it from a safe distance. You can send to your local Crime Stoppers or to the sheriff's office or the police department, wherever you are.
Right. Once again, it's see something, say something.
Absolutely. Get suspicious, make a note of it.
That was a great bust.
That was good.
And hopefully they'll put them in such a high bond they won't be able to get out and continue their string of terror.
I got the mug shots and stuff.
And that mayor I was talking about, it was in Enfield, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
The commissioners had voted to take it down, but the mayor decided that he wasn't waiting, so he hired someone with a bulldozer and went live on Facebook.
And the commissioners cannot take it down. It's not in their purview.
Yeah, they voted to remove it. Now, whether
they cannot do it,
whether they were going to move it or not,
it doesn't matter what they were going to do.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. Who
That's a
gave
state
them the right
law.
to
It's
do
a
it?
state law. The commissioners have to abide by state law.
That's right.
Or they could be removed. You're live
That's
in local
right.
Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. Refrigerators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Attention Jones Onslow members. The 2024 annual meeting of members is almost here. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at River of Life Church on Gun Branch Road for some family fun at a brand new location. Registration, food, entertainment, giveaways, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m. with the business meeting following shortly after. Keeping with tradition, attendees will have the chance to win a free truck. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com. We hope to see you there. River of Life is a tobacco and smoke-free.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, Saturday night in the Winterville area, a Winterville police officer tried to stop a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed that matched the description of a car involved in a domestic assault. The vehicle initially pulled over to the shoulder, but took off after the Winterville officer exited his patrol vehicle to approach the suspect vehicle. Highway Patrol got involved. It was a high-speed chase. And the guy that was running, he ran into two other vehicles. His car caught fire.
I saw that.
And he was killed.
You know, why didn't you just stop?
It's not going to get any better, dude.
No.
Two other people. It happened in Aden. Two other people in other cars were taken to the hospital. Don't know the extent of their injuries. Their cars are not involved in the flames, apparently.
But my understanding was he was trapped in the vehicle as it burned. Correct?
He ran a red light and struck a passenger car in the intersection, crossed the median, and struck an SUV in the northbound lane. Caught fire with the guy inside.
He gave his life because he just didn't want to be stopped.
Investigators are awaiting results from the medical examiner's office to positively identify the guy.
Which tells you a lot right there.
Why? People, come on.
Why?
It's not going to get any better for you.
Well, you want to talk about stupid. You got this Georgia couple that was arrested after being found asleep on a Florida beach with their children nowhere
missing
to be found. An anonymous caller had called 911, and Velosa Sheriff's Office deputy made multiple attempts to wake the two up. They were out drunk. They were passed out drunk on the beach. Did not even know where their children
found the kids yet?
The kids were found at a nearby hotel swimming pool.
Thank God.
Endless pool. And I think they were ages like 5 and 7.
Oh, that's child abuse, child neglect. I mean, child endangerment. You know, come on up, guys.
7.
Yep, plenty of them.
They were swimming unsupervised. What is wrong with people? But thank goodness someone saw it, figured it out, and called.
You see something, say something,
That's
y'all.
right. That's right.
See something, say something.
I mean, if they want to lay drunk on the beach, that's fine. Who cares?
Just
But
don't
you know,
involve their kids.
don't involve your
All
children.
right, coming up tomorrow, it's going to be Miller time. We're going to find out from Chris about all of the,
Right.
maybe a little bit more about where state's going to, when they're going to be playing. I don't know when they're supposed to go up against Texas Tech, but I don't know when.
Right. Oh, yes.
we'll find
we
out.
need an update.
We'll get an update tomorrow, no doubt about it. And we'll find out all the things that are happening locally here in the Onslow County area.
That's right.
Sports Talk is also on Friday mornings with our buddy Chris Rayner.
Yes,
Don't forget that.
I look
Every Friday,
forward to
right after
that.
this show, Chris Rayner will have special guests.
Right.
Not sure who he's got this week. We'll find out. So we'll say,
Yeah, our two Chris's.
okay, we got lots of Chris's.
Yes, we do.
Don't forget, we got Chris Hollywood band too.
Of course. She's number one.
Hey, call Chris. Which one? Have a good rest of your day. The weather's going to be okay. You're just not going to go offshore in your boat today unless you got a 97-foot yacht.
Caesar Building.
Okay. Live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be back in.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A federal appeals court again blocks a Texas